Ernest is a good dude, man. Strong heart. Like another guy we watched grow. He already had something playing in him. We already knew he had something playing in him. You can see that just from talking to him and just watching him. And he's moving on, man. He's moving on. He's a success story. Thus far, now the journey's obviously not over. It's not over.
Oh, bless you.
It's far from over. He's staying connected, but he's making the next step, and what we're praying for everybody who are in transitional housing, and that he's transitioning out. He's able to stand up on his own too, under God's anointing. So I just want to give this. This is my brother Ernest, and we're twins.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God, because He's the one that gives me what I need on a daily basis. And that song, and we praise. We praise it at our church, we praise it here. It just continues to give me goosebumps. You see what I'm saying? It continues to uplift me. To come here and to be asked to share just a piece of my testimony is an honor. I'm truly grateful today. Bob, Royce, Shannon, everybody, Dave. My path was just a little bit different. I come from Trenton, New Jersey. I'm a member of the Kingdom House. I am the house manager of the Kingdom House, if I'm ready to move forward. Just want to share a little bit, about my past, what God has led me up to today. Growing up, I experienced death at a young age. I had two brothers that was 2 years older than me. I seen the pain in my mother's eyes at that young age, not knowing what was going on. We had a house that had a canal in the back. And at that present time, my brother was 7 years old. They were twin brothers. And he was putting his little water pistol in the canal, and he drowned, and the other one jumped in there and tried to save him at 7 years old, and they both drowned. So like me at 4 years old, seeing these two boys that I practically didn't even know, I just knew that they was family. The spirit experienced that at a young age. It kind of took a toll on my life then. I seen the pain in my mother's eyes. I see how she tried to deal with it on a daily basis. Trying to raise 4 other children. We lived in some of the worstest areas in Trenton, New Jersey. So like I'm watching my older sister, my brother, I got a brother that's a year older than me, joining gangs at a young age. And people was like saying, you know what, that's the one right there, that one Ernest, right, that's going to make it. I used to always see this twinkle in her eyes. You see what I'm saying? And that twinkle was taken away, as time went on. That twinkle went from a twinkle to a dim. Because like, as people were saying that he's going to do this and that and everything, and I tried to, I was drawn out into the world. I wanted to see what the world was about, And I experienced drugs at a young age. Started using drugs at 13 years old. I tried to hide it from my mother because I always tried to keep up the facade of, I'm that good guy, I'm that good son. Look at them, look what they're doing. Look at me, got good grades in school, did everything I needed to do. But it was all a facade, And they say, what's in the dark will come to the light. And she caught on to it and everything like that. But she became an enabler as the years went by. To move forward, didn't graduate from high school. Got put out. She was upset about that. And then I really started hanging out in the streets. Well, the streets became my family. Joining gangs, doing all kind of wrong things. But she was always still there for me. Then I got involved in crack cocaine. Started becoming a dealer. Started selling it. Then all of a sudden, it became my best friend. And got to the point where it just took me right outside of myself. I didn't care about nobody, anything, or anything but that. I lived and died for that. It got to a point where the people that cared about me, which was my family, right, I drew them away from me because I wanted that more. I I wasn't allowed in their houses. You know, I wasn't, when they had functions, I wasn't allowed there. You know, and I understood that. You know, but see, like, when you under the influence of something that potent and so dangerous, right? You know, I always see them carrying their pocketbooks. I used to always wonder why they carrying it. Because they know if they didn't have it, I was going to take it. You know what I mean? That's how it was. You know. But my mother was always there. She fed me. You can't stay here. I'm gonna feed you. You gotta leave. My sisters, I used to go to their house. They wouldn't even open the door. You know what I mean? They, matter of fact, they just cut me completely off. My brother cut me off. You know. I struggled with drugs for over 25 years. Got to a point in my life 2 years ago when I said enough was enough. I checked into a clinic up in Trenton, New Jersey, and I told them that I wanted to kill myself. I was dead serious. I was tired of living the life I was living. They brought me in, pretty much took the shoestrings and everything, pretty much butt out and everything like that. But then at that time, that's when I really got in touch with God. In that dark little small room, I got on my knees and said, you know what, Lord? I'm tired. I can't fight this fight no more. I'm asking you to save me. And then that door opened up right there. That door was always open. It was just giving me a chance to walk through. Got to a point where after I left that, I didn't want to go back to the house I was living at. The Lord said, you know what? If you want to move forward, you have to leave this. Leave this whole environment behind and just keep moving forward. So a lady gave me a suggestion. She said, why don't you go to rehab? I've been through several rehabs before. What makes you think this one won't work this time? Because I put God first in it. You see what I'm saying? God direct my steps, because this place was up in Summit, New Jersey. I never even heard of Summit, New Jersey. Where's it at? I'm looking on the map. You know, came to a point, going to church, calling up church places, calling up friends, old friends. Listen, can you take me to this place? I need to be there by Friday. Can't do it. Can't do it. Everybody's turning me down. Having got in touch with a guy I haven't seen in over 30 years. Called him up. He said, listen, man, when do you got to go? I'll take you. Okay. Got there to Summit. That's where the work started at for me. You know, I took it very serious. I stayed early for the meetings. I prepared for the meetings and everything. The guys that come in and share, I talked with them. I went to my room. Instead of playing around and trying to find girlfriends and this, that, and the third, I would take my little general room, shut my door, pray, and read about this disease that really pretty much tried to ruin my life. I had to get a clear understanding of how to deal with this. So then after I left there, 30 days later, I'm homeless now. Where's I'm going? God, listen, I need you. I need you. Direct my path. Continue showing me the way. Not about Ernest no more. Show me the way. I made 2 phone calls. I made a phone call. I always wanted to get into a spiritual recovery house. The first place was like a secular place. Then nobody picked up the phone. The second phone call was to Doug Hicks. God bless this man back here. Amen. And he wasn't, I didn't talk to him, I talked to his wife, Sister Martha Hicks. And we must have talked on the phone for about an hour. I told her that, you know, my mother just had a stroke. You know, I need to go see her, you know, before I come here, you know, and, you know, before Doug walked in the house, me and Doug talked for a little while. Ended up meeting Doug on Saturday. And right there I knew, once I got into the Kingdom House, I knew that that was the place for me. You know, when I first got there, I came through the door humble. You know, I really wanted this. You know, I really wanted to see what path God wanted to lead me to. You know, and it got to a point where, you know, I was doing some real crazy things. The guys can tell you that been in there. You know, I used to grab oil and throw it all in the rooms and pray in each room and everything. You know,
nothing wrong with that, man.
got to a point where I really got in tune with this. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what this is about right here. This right here shows me my wisdom. It shows me my understanding. It gives me peace. It gives me joy. It teaches me how to deal with people. Not only spiritual people, but people on any different type of level. You see what I'm saying? I'm blessed by so many people, and from that man from above. Because you know what he did? And all the times that I hear Brother Leo share about this, God, why me? Why me? All the things that I have done to people and done to myself, why me? Because I had to understand he loves me just that much. Because his love is agape, something that we don't even understand. Right? You see what I'm saying? So what we do, right, we show it back to him. By praise, by singing, by sharing. You know what, Lord, I love you today. Let your will be done and not mine. Keep it all about him and less of us. And in closing, let's all keep a prayer tonight for the victims and the families that was in that train accident. And as I close up, this is what really touches me, and it gives me my strength. And it's out of Psalms 40, and that's to like to do God's will. It says in verse 1, I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He truly heard my cry this time around. He brought me also out of an horrible pit, and out of mighty clay, and set my foot upon a rock and established my goings. Again, in verse 3, and he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in love.